When I came to Galicia, well, I had already been warned about the weather here, but honestly, every winter still surprises me. And when you're from a warmer country, this weather always hits you a little bit, especially when it rains for so long. Honestly, this winter it has rained a lot. We've had some pretty heavy spells of rain, but well, I'm not complaining. I love this place. I really like it. I'd like to record more for you outside, but it's almost impossible lately. It's hard to leave the house because it won't stop raining. There were some really strong gusts of wind that made me super scared to be here, and I don't know, the windows were shaking and everything.
Well, let's make breakfast. This is basically my routine. I wake up looking like this, I turn on the heater. I didn't turn it on last night and it was really cold, but I'm going to turn it on now because honestly, it's pretty cold. But I only turn on the one in the living room.
So I close all the doors so the living room gets nice and warm. The temperature is ready now. This is basically my everyday breakfast. I'm going to make myself an omelet because I'm heading to the gym afterwards. And well, you have to eat eggs, although eating eggs every day gets a little gross after a while. I don't know about you, but well, it's what you have to do if you want to see results from the gym. So I made myself this omelet, a little bread, my coffee with milk, which has always been my breakfast for as long as I can remember, in Cuba. When my mom could get milk or my family could get milk and they gave me that glass of coffee with milk, it was like heaven. I made myself bread with a small omelet and didn't add much since I honestly don't like eating a lot. And an avocado, now it's good, thank goodness, because I have a hard time picking avocados. Here I almost always get them green because then I don't know if they're going to be spoiled or not. Give me tips on how to pick an avocado, and well, it's been a few days of just being at home, relaxing. But I try to relax, not to stress too much, to enjoy the things I'm privileged to have. I'm privileged to be able to be in Spain, a free country. To have this breakfast when many of my relatives and people I know in Cuba can't have this breakfast, I wish they could have it. And well, here, watching how it rains non-stop, and it's so windy. I mean, literally like this, it's been many days, and it's pretty hard. I try to do different things. Look, I turn the heat all the way up. I try to do different things to feel better. One of those is getting ready and going to the gym and, well, starting my day. And well, after this, I don't really go out much. I mean, who would go out with weather like this? Honestly, it doesn't really motivate you to do much. The landlord gave me this dehumidifier for the humidity because look at how my walls are getting that's mold from the humidity. Honestly, I should probably paint it, I guess, or maybe wait until this bad weather passes because in the end, the mold will just come back. The park where I walk my little dog got flooded. Well, I had to go pick up a package and staying home wasn't an option. I had to go get it. Luckily, all the places have this to put umbrellas in. Because rain is pretty much normal here, I got my package. And well, we're heading back home now, just here enjoying the rain for what it is. Here, things don't stop, life goes on. It's something totally normal and good. After 2 years living in Galicia, I don't know if I can say that I've gotten used to the weather. I don't think I'm completely used to it. I mean, I don't mind if it rains for a day, but sometimes here it literally rains for an entire month, especially now in winter. And honestly, that's something that really gets to me. A lot of people, in fact, even get depressed with this weather. Every time I tell someone, where do you live? And I say, in Galicia, many people react. I love it, it's super beautiful, and it's always like, yeah, but it rains a lot there. So what? For those of us who come from a country where it's always hot, in my case, it's a little complicated. Now, there are several things I've implemented to improve my mood, especially on days like this, because sometimes I can't even leave the house. Look, there are people who do have to leave the house for work, but I work from home and that also works against me. Sometimes, because besides the fact that I don't socialize much when it's raining like this and I can't go out, I think it's worse because sometimes what I do is go for a walk, go to the gym and things like that. For example, I still go to the gym. I mean, I put on my raincoat and nothing stops me from going outside. You just need to have an umbrella and all those things. Also here at home, well, I have heating, but I don't usually use the heating much. It has to be really cold because I don't like to use it a lot. Because I like to save electricity and I feel like my heater is one of those that doesn't use much electricity, so it doesn't heat up that much. So it's a bit complicated, something you really have to invest in when you move to a place like this with cold weather. For example, these are things I never had before. I never had a wool coat like this before, you know? This kind of coat is something you have to have in your closet no matter what, but I never had one of these. My dream was to dress like this, but in my country people said, are you really going to wear that? Don't be ridiculous. Over there, people just wear a regular long-sleeved coat or shirt, and that's enough to keep you warm for that kind of cold. Even though people in Cuba think 18 degrees is super cold, here 18 degrees is warm and my body has started to get used to it. And also, another basic thing you can't miss is a coat like this, one that's padded on the inside. Because there are days when it's really, really cold and you need this. And the other thing you can't go without is having boots. I didn't used to wear boots either. All these clothes are new things I've started wearing since living here in Galicia. Because in Cuba you don't use this, in Cuba you only wear summer clothes. Also, you should buy yourself a thick comforter like this one. I bought this one new because it started getting really cold. I just had a regular blanket, but suddenly it started to get so cold. And I said, well, I'm going to buy a thicker one. At this store called... It cost me about 40 euros or something like that, but it's the best thing I've done. Because I can wear pajamas that aren't that warm, but when I get under here, I don't know if this is thermal, but it keeps me so warm. So I think these are essentials. You can't go without a good long coat, a waterproof coat, one of those that doesn't get wet, and a coat that's padded inside, at least those three. When I got here, I had to buy all those clothes because I never had them before. That kind of clothing is a bit expensive, the coats. And that's if you buy it, because in the end, you're investing in a good product. And if you buy something of good quality, it's going to last you a long time. I've had those coats for 2 years since I arrived. They're great quality and keep me very warm. And another tip is to dress like an onion. You put on a long sleeve shirt, then you put another coat on top, and then you put that jacket over it. Usually, the most common thing is to wear 3 layers, so you stay nice and warm, and then you can take off layers. It depends if you go inside somewhere and it gets a little warmer. I've learned all of that since I started living here. These were things I didn't know before. It's like a completely unfamiliar clothing culture for me. And the Galician weather is very changeable. I mean, literally, just now it was raining, there was a storm, and suddenly the sun can come out and it can get a bit warmer, and then suddenly it starts raining again. That's how the weather is here. It drives you a little crazy. The weather is bipolar, so is that why you have to dress in layers? It's not just in Galicia. I think it's the same in northern Spain and many other countries, including the Nordic ones. Another thing that really affects people who come from warm countries is this vitamin D issue. Some people get depressed. For example, I talked to a friend of mine, she's Venezuelan, and she told me that in winter she didn't feel like herself. Her personality would change because she got a little depressed, and in the summer she was much more outgoing, much happier. And that's related to the fact that we need vitamin D. So one of the things you can do is take supplements, take vitamin D. Or at least with the little sun there is. For example, now the sun came out just a little. Go outside and get some sun, Try to get a little sun. I do it sometimes. I go out. I take advantage when it's like this. I go for a walk with my little dog for a bit and all that. I don't take supplements, honestly, and I don't feel like I've gotten very depressed either. Here, everyone has a sad day. It's normal, but as for getting really depressed when it rains for many days, I feel like it hasn't happened to me so far, although it does happen to a lot of people, and in other countries where it even gets dark really early, it happens to a lot of people, since it's something very different for us. And another thing that really helps me adapt a bit more to winter, that's how it is to have warm lights. There are cool lights, which are the ones that shine like in white. For example, I have this little lamp and another warm light in the living room, like this, orangish. When I turn it on, it gives me the impression that the house feels warmer, there's more coziness. Honestly, it helps me a lot. Even if it's not that warm, I put on my fuzzy pajamas. Look, you can't go without these pajamas either if you live in a climate like this, the kind of pajamas that are like this, kind of like a stuffed animal. This is the best thing ever. I put this on. This one's from Shein. You can actually buy it at Shein or Primark. It's been really good. I've had it for 2 years now. When I put it on, I feel so warm. And another thing is, don't think that just because it rains or because of this kind of weather, activities are going to be cancelled, like school, work, and all that. No. Here, life continues as normal, which really surprised me at first. When I was in Cuba and it rained, even if there was an exam that day, people wouldn't go, the teacher would cancel the exam. It was raining. I remember when I was in school, I would wake up, open my eyes, and it was raining. It was such a happiness because I would say, today I'm not going to school, because people wouldn't go to school or to work. If it rained in Cuba, it was like everything stopped that day. I don't know if things like this happen in other parts of Spain. Like, look, if it rains today, then I'm not going to work, or if it rains, I'm not going to school. But here in Galicia, whether it rains, thunders, or storms, whatever happens, activities go on, because sometimes it rains for a whole month, so you can't miss school for a whole month, you can't miss work for a whole month. So here, with the rain, everything goes on and I've already gotten used to it, like it's raining and I have things to do. But instead of saying I'm going to wait for it to stop raining, I just say, well, what does it matter? I put on my coat, grab my umbrella and get things done. I'm already used to carrying on with my life. Despite this weather, something positive about it. Sorry, the mess, I mean realistically, it's not that bad. About yesterday's food, I just get water from the tap like this and it's already cold. I don't have to keep it in the fridge. And the same thing happens with food. You can leave things out and they don't go bad. Point for the cold. That's why I have this orchid. But since I keep it in the living room where it doesn't get any light, I have to put it somewhere that gets light. This part of the house, the little terrace, gets the most light. So I'm going to put my orchid here. So it doesn't get depressed either. So it doesn't get depressed, poor thing, because this climate isn't really for orchids. This is the park where people usually walk their dogs and pets, but it's really flooded because of the rain. I mean, the ducks are literally on this side of the river, like on the land, but they must be thinking, oh, the river got bigger, we have more space now. This happens a lot. It gets really flooded. Right now it's up to there, but sometimes it's even higher. On those days, I can't bring my dog to the park and she gets frustrated. Well, I should take advantage. It's really cold, but the sun came out a little bit, so I'm going to take advantage and end the video. Do I really need to go out more and record more at home for you? This month, it's been tough to leave the house, like I mentioned earlier in the video. Actually, my friend Gretel from Coruña gets stressed and even a bit depressed about the weather, wondering how long it will last. I handle it more calmly, but that's all. I have to get used to it since I plan to stay in Galicia for a long time. I really like Galicia and the weather doesn't bother me. There are things I've had to adapt to in my life, for example, when I go to Cuba. And I already feel that things are different there, like I can't adapt there anymore, like I don't like the heat there, I don't like sweating. But I used to live there, so what could I do? But anyway, I like it much more here because I don't sweat or anything like that, so I'm gonna take this chance to say goodbye. So I hope you liked this video, even though it was a chill vlog at home. I hope to prepare more interesting videos for you. When the weather improves and I can go out more, comment below with the content you'd like to see. Coming soon, I'm sending you a big kiss. Now I'll be uploading videos on Sundays because I have another project I need to work on during the week, so I'll leave the videos for Sunday. I'm sending you a big kiss and I'll see you next week. I love you all so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all those things that help my channel keep growing. Bye bye.